Welcome to Darlington in England. Hi, I'm Stu, the older backpacker, and while I'm working out my next adventure in a couple of months' time, I'm going to show you around my hometown of Darlington. The sights, the sounds, can't do the smells, but here we go. So where is Darlington? Well, as you can see on the map, it's in the northeast of England. It lies on the River Skerne, which you can see behind me, and Darlington has a population of about 93,500 people. It's classed as a market town, and it's been going since the Anglo-Saxon times. So, have you heard of Darlington? I know most backpackers I've seen around the world have never even heard of it. So, why is it famous? Darlington is where the world's first public railway service started. So a little bit of history. A guy called Edward Pease had a coal mine up in a town called Stockton, west of here, and basically he wanted to move the coal from Stockton to Darlington. His advisors told him to build a canal all the way from that town to this town, which would have cost a fortune. So he got in touch with a guy called George Stephenson up in Newcastle and said, "You know a bit about steam engines. How about you use that invention to move the coal from Stockton to here?" And he did. George Stephenson then took his idea from Darlington to the rest of the UK, to the Americas, and the rest of the world. And it all started from here. I'm now going to have a little wander around this town to show you what's about. And behind me, you've got St. Cuthbert's Church. So in the 12th century, Richard the Lionheart, as played by Sean Connery in the film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, was in jail in Austria. So many people within the UK tried to raise money for his release. And one of the guys from Darlington had enough money, and instead of putting the ransom money in, built the church. So we're going to go from the church all the way into the centre, starting with the marketplace. So the market square has been here for centuries, and all the farmers from around would come here and sell their wares. And Darlington is such an awesome town that even the Queen has visited the place. Moving up from the marketplace, I'm now in the centre of Darlington, the town centre and the high street, full of shops, and it's still early morning, so still a bit quiet. But behind me is Joseph Pease. He was a member of the Pease family, and the panels at the bottom of the statue depict his public life as a MP, advocating education, promoting railways, and more importantly, he was a member of the anti-slavery movement in UK. Behind me now is the indoor market, built in 1887, and at the end of the indoor market is a clock tower donated by Joseph Pease. Now this building behind me now is the home of the Northern Echo, which is the local paper which was started in 1870. Now the second ever editor was a guy called Stead, and he used the railway network that we had, getting that paper out to a national level distribution. But he's more famous for being a pioneer of investigative journalism, and his name lives on in the pub next door to where he was the editor. Wherever you go in Darlington on a weekend, there is always some sort of entertainment going on. Got some Morris dancers. So along River Skerne, leading up to this bridge here, and this is the oldest railway bridge in the world still in use. So behind me is the world's first railway station building. It is now a museum. It is currently being updated for the 200th anniversary of the world's first train journey, which will be in the 27th of September 2025. The building work they're doing is not just here, but it's around the front as well. And they are updating it to the 21st century, and it's going to be a massive thing for Darlington. And this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's on the road named after the guy who designed Skerne Bridge. So even though Darlington has its history, old buildings, it still has its modern side. And here you've got cinema, restaurants, and behind me is a new government building. When the British government decided that it needed to get out of London, it needed to build somewhere new, further up north, they chose Darlington. And this is the new DEC. Stands for Darlington Economic Campus, and it comprises of the following governmental departments inside. So Darlington may be an English market town with history, but it's looking to the future. So that's the tour of my town, Darlington. And if you enjoyed it, you know you can press the like button. And I will be doing a few more videos before I start my backpacking adventure. And if you want to see more of these videos, press the subscribe button. But until next time, bye bye.